Thank you so much. Good morning, committee and, citizens and visitors. Today's day is February the 7th. The time is now 9 o'clock a.m. I need a motion to call the county affairs meeting to order. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Okay. Is there a second?
Wait a minute.
Is there a second?
Second, I couldn't get off of mute. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
thank you. All in favor, we just need ayes.
Aye.
One second. What are you voting on?
To start the meeting.
Okay, wonderful. I'm sorry. Thank you so much,
No
Madam Chairman.
problem. No problem. Yes. Thank you. Do we need to do a roll call? I only heard 3 ayes. Let's do a roll call. Tiffany,
I said aye.
Okay,
do a roll call, Tiffany.
all right. Delegate Barnes,
Yes.
Chair Fanel,
Yes.
Delegate Pena Melnick,
She said aye.
Yes, yes, I say yes to start the meeting. Yes.
yes. Delegate Roberson,
Aye.
Delegate Ferris,
Aye.
Vice Chair Turner,
Aye.
the ayes have it.
Thank you, Tiffany. Let the record reflect that all the subcommittee members are here. We have the first on the docket, which we're gonna hold this bill, which is Prince George 403-24. The bill sponsor is not able to be here, so we're gonna move on to Prince George's 406-24 and Prince George 47-24. We did receive some amendments in reference to that, but before we do that, can you read the summary of the bill and then the amendments?
Sorry that I
Yes.
have to take this from here, woman.
Okay, no problem, Johnson. Okay,
Okay,
okay. Can you go ahead?
yes. Prince George's County 40624 is a sales tax and use tax on telecommunication services use of revenue. The bill authorizes the county to use certain proceeds from county telecommunications tax revenue to meet the county's maintenance of effort funding requirements for the public school system. Under the existing law, the county is required to impose a sales tax and a use tax on certain telecommunication services at a rate of not less than 5%. The revenue is to be used for specified expenditures of the county's public school system. The law also requires the proceeds to not supplant any state aid or county funds provided to the school system. Each year, the county governments are required to appropriate funds to their local boards of education equivalent to the greater of the maintenance of effort requirement or the local share amount of all wealth equalized formulas. The per pupil maintenance of effort amount is based on the greater of the prior year full-time equivalent enrollment and the 3-year moving average of the full-time equivalent enrollment. The local share amount equals the local share of various education funding formulas and programs, the foundation formula, compensatory education, English language learners, special education, comparable wage index, full day pre-K, college and career ready transitional supplemental instruction, and career ladder grant programs. The maintenance of effort represents the minimum amount of local funding that must be provided for local school systems.
Thank you, Tiffany. There's an amendment that was also offered. Shane, you drafted. Can
Yes,
you-
I can take this. Good
Thank
morning,
you so
everyone.
much. Good morning.
The amendment came in sponsored under Delegate Barnes's name, but it's requested on behalf of the county exec, I believe. The explanation is that it authorizes the Prince George's County Council to impose by local ordinance an excise tax on certain telecommunications services in the county in addition to or instead of the sales and use tax on telecommunications services. If imposed, the excise tax may not exceed a rate of $3.50 per month.
Okay, thank you.
Move the amendment.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Having none. Tiffany call the roll.
Delegate Barnes,
Yes.
Chair Fanel,
Yes.
Delegate Pena Melnick,
No.
Delegate Robertson,
Yeah, aye.
Delegate Taveras,
I'm sorry, I was distracted with a situation that I have. Can you explain the amendment and
We're in
we're
a vote.
voting for the amendment, correct?
yes.
Can,
I can-
someone-
That would be
I can explain
Shane.
it.
That
Sure.
would be Shane.
So Delegate Tavares, the amendment authorizes the county council to impose by law. So under existing law, there's the sales and use tax on telecommunication services. This would authorize the county council to adopt an excise tax on those same telecommunication services at a rate not exceeding $3.50 per month.
We can have,
And if I may,
in the
can
middle
I-
of a
can
vote,
I-
if you would like to
What's the
stop the vote. and
impact?
have
I
a
mean, the
discussion, we
thing
can
is
do
that
that.
Jenny, please,
I'm aware
please,
of the impact.
excuse me, please. We have a roll call going, it's gonna either be up or down, in reference to the amendment, and then we can come back and circle back, okay?
I
Yeah,
want to change.
And Chair Barnes, I'm sorry, and then go ahead. I hear you, Chair Penny-Mallett. Hold on one second. Chair
I
Barnes.
would like to change my vote on the amendment to a yes, because it's not on the bill. This is on the amendment. So yes, I apologize.
Thank
thank
you
you.
so much. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Delegate Barnes, for clarifying it.
Thank you so much. Okay, thank you. Okay, Tiffany, can you continue with the roll call? Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Delegate Taveras,
I'm gonna vote aye, but I need an explanation.
We're gonna go to the bill, delegate. Okay, thank you. Tiffany, what is the count?
Vice Chair Turner,
Aye. Aye.
ayes have it.
Okay, that's fine. What is that, 6-0?
Yes.
So we
Okay,
can have
thank you.
discussion. I'm gonna move the bill as amended.
Okay,
Second.
okay, then discussion?
Yeah, just briefly, Madam Chair.
Yes, thank you, thank you, Delegate Barnes.
So
Chair
this
Barnes.
is, I'm gonna say that this is a tough bill, and I understand the many opinions on it. From my perspective, we have asked, so that when we originally passed this tax, I believe it was a former county executive who was looking to get more money into the school system, handicapped from trim. Since then, the world has changed 180. Since then, we've passed the blueprint, and we have asked the counties, and particularly Prince George's County, to greatly increase their local share. A drastic increase in what the state is mandating that the county put into public education. At the same time, the state is putting much more money into education, doing our part. This was a dramatic increase for Prince George's, and it was such a dramatic increase that actually when the bill passed through the Appropriations Committee, we actually diminished somewhat what Prince George's and Baltimore City would have to match, because we were worried about their ability to make that match. Since then, when they've come asking relief, from my committee at least, my opinion has been they need to make their match. They need to provide world-class education, which is what the blueprint does. It demands world-class education and funding to reach world-class education. But if we're going to demand that of them as a state, we have to give them tools to actually make that match. And actually having a antiquated law out here that requires that they provide world-class education and then money above that isn't realistic. It's not realistic to ask the county to require that amount, those sums of money. And what the deal that the county has struck here, I think makes sense, is that while we're not going to go above sort of what we're required to do in world-class education, we are going to assume the availability payment under the Build to Learn law. And that's a statewide law. There was a discussion that there should be an amendment in this bill to make that requirement. I don't think that makes sense. We will do that in the Appropriations Committee to make sure that the county does have to assume the availability payment moving forward. So I think that's a good compromise between the school system, the state, the county. The excise tax piece, I think, was important, I think, for county leadership, our chair, and for me to say, look, if we want you to make your match, we can't come back here every year and try to find mechanisms to do what we're doing today to allow you to make the match. You have to have mechanisms of your own. And that's what this excise tax does. It says, look, the county is now empowered to find their own money to make their match, because the state is going to demand of them that they make this world-class payment. And so while I understand there's other opinions on this, I'm going to be voting yes on the bill today. And I know Ron Young's here from the county executive's office that can probably answer questions, but that's my opinion on it. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. And I think I saw Chairman Pena Melick in the chat.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Go, Madam Delegate.
Thank you so much for allowing me, Madam Chair. And I love my brother from another mother, Ben Barnes, and this is not a reflection on my love for him. I did change my vote on the amendment because that is the right thing to do. But on the bill, I will have to respectfully disagree. As the chairman of the Health Committee for the House, I cannot take this vote, especially, and I'll tell you why. The letter from the superintendent stated that this will have catastrophic, which if you look for that, the definition of that word in the dictionary, it's huge, impactful, impact on his budget. But what really troubled me the most is that he stated that if we were to pass this bill, he will have to cut behavioral health, which you know that we have been working so hard, right? Especially after COVID and on that issue. And in addition to that, he will have to cut the disability program, right? And will not be able to fund the construction projects. I did urge the county executive's office to sit down with the superintendent to try to come up with a solution, right? To try to come up with a compromise that gave me comfort to move forward. That has not happened. When she testified last Friday, she stated, after you guys met in county affairs, we went back and met and we have an agreement, but then Ms. Tara stated, no, we do not have an agreement. And I understand yesterday from meeting with the county executive staff that there's no agreement and they're at a impasse. And there's no way in good conscience, and I understand what Delegate Barnes stated, but there's no way I can do it knowing that the disability community and behavioral health will be affected. So I will be a no, and thank you for the opportunity to speak. I appreciate each of you.
Thank you so much. If there's no more discussion, I don't see any hand.
Yeah, Denny.
Okay, Delegate Taveras.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm a little bit more concrete. Right now, is the telecommunications tax in the tune of 5 to 10%?
Shane?
Madam Chair, the existing tax, are we referring to the existing sales and use tax?
Okay.
So, I'm sorry, what?
Are we referring to the existing sales and use tax rate?
Are we not voting for the telecommunications?
I'm just clarifying, is the question related to the existing tax rate?
Yes, for the telecommunications, yes.
Under current law, it has to be at least 5%. I'm not sure the exact percent, but I recall seeing a number in the ballpark of 8% in the most recent.
That's what I thought. I thought it was closer to the 10% mark. Okay. So there's a telecommunications tax. And then I'm just trying to understand what it is that we're voting on. And then the excise tax is an additional tax on the tax. What is this 3.5 excise tax? What exactly is that? Is this above what we're contributing? Because if it is, that's a stream of income that could fix the problem, right? But if it's not, then we are cutting into the money that they should already have to do other things. So I'm just trying to be able to understand what it is that we're voting on and how much money is in the pot.
So Delegate Taveras, and I'm gonna have Shane to answer your question, and then once we can do that, if you're not satisfied with your answer, because we do have a motion and then a second in the discussion, and then we're either gonna be voting up or down. Shane, can you go ahead and answer that for me, Coach?
Sure.
And if not, and then once we do that, we're gonna move on. in reference to the call of the vote, Tiffany, okay? Thank you. Go ahead.
So the way that the amendment is currently drafted, this excise tax at a rate that of no more than $3.50 per month, that could be imposed on top of the existing sales and use tax. It is not required to be imposed. But in other words, both taxes would not be required to be imposed. It does give the county the authority to impose one or both.
Thank you.
Okay,
And we're gonna
Thank
have a
you so
lot of
much.
bills, Madam Chair.
Yes, yes, yes.
We're gonna see a lot of bills. There's a bill and Ways and Means right now, which allows counties to go above the cap on piggyback. Because counties are struggling to make their blueprint match, and so we need to give them some help on that. We're gonna see bills in this General Assembly on taxes in the coming years. I'm certain of that. So this is just something for our county to give them flexibility should they so choose. My sister from another mother makes great, elegant, and persuasive arguments. The only thing I'd say back is this: the Board of Ed, the superintendent's letter is hard for me to juxtapose against the reality of the situation, and that the school system is getting, Ron, you can correct me on this, I think 90 million extra dollars than they got last year. They're getting 90 million more dollars this year than last year between the county match and the state mandate. And they've only had the numbers for about 2 weeks of the county match. So the fact that this superintendent thinks that he's created a budget in 10 days that now he's going to have to cut, as somebody who creates budgets, is insane to me. And as far as behavioral health and these other things, Madam Chair, these are the things the blueprint mandates. These are the wraparound services the blueprint mandates that they have to pay for. They cannot cut special ed. The blueprint sends it straight to the school. So I'm just not sure exactly what he's talking about. And, you know, I know he's new to the county and new to the job and probably hasn't really wrapped his arms around the blueprint yet. And I hope he gets up to date, but I can't understand his letter. It just was in total non sequitur, did not make sense for me for what the actual reality is on the ground. So that's the only thing I'd say back, but I appreciate you, and I know I appreciate your vote.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Chair Barnes. Thank you, Chair Miller. Thank you, Delegate Tavares. Tiffany, can we call the vote, please, so we can move on to the next bill? Call the vote.
Sorry, I was muted. Okay. Delegate Barnes,
Yes.
Chair Fennell,
Yes.
Delegate Pena Melnick,
No.
Delegate Roberson,
yes,
Delegate Tavares,
Come
Delegate
back.
Tavares.
I gave my word on this. I'm sorry. Can somebody bring in Superintendent House? He is sitting, waiting.
We will, but
Okay.
we will. Is it up or down? Continue with the roll
Yeah,
call.
and I did give my word that I would support this bill, and so I'll hold myself to that, and so I'm voting aye. In explaining my vote, I do believe that I did request a line item budget that was not provided, and I do think that in my conversations with Mr. Young, I would like to still be able to see that before the final vote is granted. Thank you.
Thank you, Delegate Tavares. Continue with the roll call, Tiffany.
Sorry. Vice Chair Turner,
Yes.
the ayes have it.
Okay.
5-1.
5-1. Thank you so much. 5-1. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Did we let the superintendent in? Is he on now? I think the superintendent is trying to come in.
Madam Chair, I'm so sorry. I have a meeting at 9:30 with the speaker.
Okay, we're gonna continue to move on. Okay, we're gonna go
I'm
to.
sorry.
Thank you. We're going to go to Prince George 407-24, Prince George's County Sale and Use Tax and on energy and fuel and use of revenue. Can you go ahead, Tiffany, and read the summary, and then also and then from there to read the amendment, if there is any. Thank you so much. Go ahead.
Okay. This bill authorizes the county to use proceeds from the county energy and fuel tax revenue to meet the maintenance of effort funding requirements for the public school system.
Thank you
Under
so much. Go ahead.
Under existing law, the county is authorized to impose a sale and use tax on any form of energy and fuel used in the county, subject to certain exceptions. The percentage of the tax imposed may not exceed the percentage in effect on July 1st, 1992. The revenue is to be used for specified expenditures of the county's public school system and for the funding of certain public ethics purposes. Existing law requires the county appropriate local money via the tax revenue to the school's operating budget in at least a certain amount specified by law.
Thank you, Tiffany. Can you read the amendment for that too, please?
There are no amendments for
Thank you so much.
407.
Move
Thank
the
you.
bill.
Is there a second?
second,
Okay, any discussion? Kevin, none. Tiffany, roll call, please.
I do, I have a question,
Oh,
if I may.
sorry about that. I
Sorry.
missed you. Sorry, go ahead.
Yes.
Yes.
So what, can you give examples besides the obvious of what would that apply to?
Okay. Who is on the call? From the county executive office. Ron, are you there?
Hi, Madam Chair. Yes, and so
Okay, thank you.
Chair Pingham-Melnick, are you referring to what under the bill as it's written, what these funds would apply to?
Right, who will be subjected to this new tax?
So this is not a new tax. This is the current tax that's currently in effect for sale and use for energy. We are essentially saying that instead of on top of our education funding, this will be able to be applied towards the blueprint payment. And so this is not a new sales and use tax. This is a current sales and use tax that we currently have for energy. And it's just changing the dedication to dedicate.
So where is it going now?
It goes to the operating budget of the school system. And so now it will, under this bill, is proposed to go towards the blueprint for the school system.
Thank you for the clarification. Also, Madam Chair, I know the superintendent was not able to speak on the first bill. Can we make sure that he comes to the delegation on Friday, please?
I'm
And be
actually here.
available for questions?
Yes, we can. We'll make sure that he comes on Friday. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
checking.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we have we did the discussion, so we have a motion and we have a second. Roll call, Tiffany.
Delegate Barnes. Chair Fennell.
Yes.
Delegate Pingham-Melnick.
No.
Delegate Roberson.
yes,
Delegate Tavares.
Again, I'm gonna vote aye, and in explaining my vote, again, this is, I'm researching the issue, but at the end of the day, the reason why I'm voting aye is because I gave my word, but I do have grave concerns with regards to this proposal, and we need to look at some fixes to make sure that this is more sustainable, because this is money that has already been allocated. So we are paying borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. So thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead, Tiffany.
Vice Chair Turner.
Yes.
The ayes have it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hopefully to see you all at the meeting that is here online. Superintendent Ron Young, all of you to be on, and subcommittee chairs. I just want to say thank you. And then also we want to wish Delegate Turner happy birthday.
Thank you.
Our vice chair, happy birthday.
happy birthday.
Yes,
Happy birthday.
Wait a
Yes.
minute, Chairman Melnick have a question.
Yes,
Right.
yes. Go
The
ahead.
superintendent has his hand up, Chairman Fennell.
I didn't see it. Thank you so much. It's so
You're
hard.
welcome.
Thank you so much. Hard for me to see. As you know, I had surgery in one eye, so y'all just please forgive me. So thank you for helping me. Superintendent House, I can't see you, but I'm looking for you. You there?
I am here,
Okay, good.
and thank you.
Good morning to you. Thank
And I
you.
apologize to the committee. The link was just shared with me, so I wasn't aware didn't know how to get in. But I just wanted to, so I really don't know what has occurred. Speak on behalf of PGCPS students very briefly that in the letter that you received from me a couple weeks ago, I utilized the word catastrophic. What we learned is that this could be potentially a $64 million cut for the school district, a $64 million cut. And that would be catastrophic. That would, affect PP&O, as I call it, people, programs, and operations. People, programs, and operations. And I think it's extremely important for the committee to know and to understand how significant this would be. While we're very appreciative of the offer that was on the table, we got some additional insight just a couple days later. And my chief financial officer has been trying to get into the committee meeting. It's also and can't get in. Should the committee want additional specifics about the timeline and how we got to this particular point. But I want the committee to really understand what this means. It could mean hundreds of jobs. It could mean significant programs that we have to cut. So thank you, Madam Chair, for the opportunity. And I just want you all to kind of do the math real quick. If this were to come to fruition and the maximum cut come to the table for the school district, on average, a teacher makes $55,000. You add in 20%, 25% for benefits. Let's just say $70,000 per employee. I think you guys can do the math in terms of what kind of significance this could have in terms of impact financially for the school district. Madam Chair, thank you for the opportunity. Wish I would have had the opportunity to come in earlier, but again, was just had the link shared with me the last 15 minutes. So just know that I am here, available when needed. I'm actually traveling, about to jump on a flight, but we would have done whatever necessary to speak on behalf of PGCPS students. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much. Subcommittee, thank you,
Wait a minute, Delegate Pinda Melnick Delegate Pinda Melnick's hand is up. Her hand is up. Delegate Pinda Melnick.
Oh, thank you, Vice
Yeah.
Chair. Thank you so much. Delegate Madam Chair.
Thank you, Chairman Fennell. I would like tomorrow to ask Mr. House to please come to the committee tomorrow. Very important. No, when is it? Friday. We vote at 9 a.m. Make sure
Friday.
you are on time. Make sure you get in, please. And I think that you have to speak to the delegation before this vote because people need to know what they're voting for. It's really important. You should have been allowed to speak before we took the vote, as well. But I would like to see you Friday at 9 a.m., please. Okay? Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
If I'm invited, I will be there.
I'm inviting you.
You're invited.
Okay.
You are
All right.
invited.
Look forward to
And-
getting the link.
Okay.
Thank you. And Chairman Fennell, can you please make sure that Superintendent House gets the link for Friday?
Yes, I
Yeah.
will. And yes, and also the county executive office and the superintendent. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Let me let you all know that this was not an easy vote for any of us. And it is out of our subcommittee now to go to the full delegation, which will be on Friday. So I thank the subcommittee for your vote, whether it was up or down, but we voted in reference to, we really appreciate it. And I see you all next Wednesday at 9 o'clock for our next county affairs meeting. Thank you so much. All of you, yet
Thank you
again,
for your leadership.
thank you so much. And Delegate
Thank
Turner,
you.
again,
Thank
happy
you, Madam
birthday.
Chair.
Thank you all so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Happy birthday, Delegate Turner.
Thank